Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Powers here today with your whole group language arts lesson. And what we're going to talk about this week are rules and laws. How do we have rules? Why do we have rules? So I'm going to read you this story, Why Do We Have Rules? This will also be a copy of it in your Google Classroom. Some pictures to think about and our table of contents. Words to think about. The introduction. Chapter 1, rules that keep us safe. Chapter 2, rules for fair play. Chapter 3, rules to care for Earth. Conclusion, glossary, and index. Remember, when you're looking at the part of a book, this is really important because if you're just looking for a certain piece of information, you can find it quickly. Here we have words to think about. Citizens. These good citizens follow rules about working. Community. People live, work, and play in this community. Fairness. You should show fairness by waiting your turn. Laws. These signs show the laws in a community. Rules. Rules help you know what to do. Safe. Wearing a helmet keeps your head safe. So we're going to look for these words as we read our text. Introduction. Rules are very important. Rules help people understand what they should and shouldn't do. You follow rules every day. All good citizens or members of a community follow the rules. In this book, you will learn about how rules help people. Remember, a good reader always goes back. You want to read the captions under the pictures because they're also going to give you information about the story. You follow rules when you play a sport. These good citizens follow rules about when to walk. People who throw trash to the ground can get in trouble. Another important strategy when I'm reading is to stop and look at these pictures because they can also help me when I'm reading. So what I want you to do right now is to stop and think, what rules do you have? What are some important rules that you might follow at home or school? What are things that you should or shouldn't do at home? Do you think you're a good citizen in your community? Do you think you follow rules? Chapter 1, rules that keep us safe. When you get in a car, you put on your seatbelt. You know that wearing your seatbelt can keep you safe. These signs help people stay safe. Think. Buckle up for safety. Do not enter. Stop. Railroad crossing. Caution, wet floor. No swimming. Safety. Wear your glasses. School. Wearing a seatbelt is also a rule. Your community made this rule to keep you safe. How many people out there wear a seatbelt? Do you think this is a good rule? Take a minute, talk to somebody sitting near you, or if you're at home, a parent, brother, sister. Do you think the seatbelt rule is a good rule? Why or why not? The rules your community makes are laws. If you don't follow the laws, you can get in trouble. Speed limit 35. Stop. One way. When you speed, you can get a ticket. Speeding is dangerous. Who makes rules? Parents make rules at home. Sometimes children help their parents make rules. The principal and teachers make rules at school. Sometimes students help their teachers make rules. People in state government make rules for the state. Citizens help make the rules too. So we talked a little bit today about rules, following rules. What rules do you have at home? Do you follow rules when you're driving in a car with your parents? Do you follow rules when you go to school? Are there rules or laws when you're in a store? Is there a certain way your parents expect you to behave? These are some things that you can discuss at home. Why do you think an author would write a story about rules? What do you think this author wanted you to really learn from this story? Take a minute, discuss this with someone. What is important about rules and following rules or laws? I think rules are important because if we didn't have rules and everybody came into school and they were running up and down the hallway, there could be accidents. You could slip, you could fall and get hurt. You could bump into somebody else. I know that when I drive to school, it's important for me to stop at stop signs. I have to be safe in my car. I wear my seatbelt. These are things that are important for us. Today, you're going to find this worksheet in your classroom. If you're at home, this is something that you can do at home. There is a copy of this posted in Google Classroom, but you don't actually have to write on it. It's something that you can talk about with a family member. Respect and responsibility. What's important here? Amanda sharing her toy with a friend. Was that being respectful or a responsibility? So I want you to take some time to complete your respect and responsibility paper. If you're doing this at home, you can just read each situation and discuss this with a person at home. Why is it important? I think it's always important for us to follow rules and be responsible citizens, people in our communities. A copy of this book is also in your Google Classroom. So if you have a chance today, you can reread those important words in the beginning, the introduction and chapter 1, and then complete the worksheet.